What does your morning routine look like? And I don't mean the routine you have when the children arrive. I'm talking about you before any of that starts. Are you a fall out of bed 2 minutes before the first family arrives, throw on some clothes, drag a comb through your hair, brush your teeth, and run downstairs kind of a person? Or are you a bit lower like me, someone that gets up an hour earlier, has their clothes ready, has a drink, maybe even sits with their own thoughts for 5 minutes before the first knock of the door happens? Because you see, the thing is, and we all know this really, but we forget it constantly. When we have a calm, easy morning, when things have gone exactly how we want them to, when that first family arrives with their stress, running late, clingy children, and all of that, we deal with it in a completely different way than we do when we've had a manic, rushed morning, burnt the toast, dropped the milk, and all that kind of stuff. Think about it. When you're calm, you're kind, you're patient, you've got capacity. But when you've had a horrible flustered start and that family arrives and it's all kicking off, yes, you're smiling, you're saying all the right things. The parent has no idea because you're brilliant at it, but internally it's all going on. And that stays with you. So by the time we get to the middle of the day, slightly snappier than normal, slightly less tolerant, you've got less in the tank. And it started at the beginning of the day when you didn't set yourself up properly. And we don't talk about this enough. I genuinely don't think that we do. And you see, honestly, the first 7 years, that was how I opened my door. I did not have an hour to myself before work, not even close. Partly because my own children were younger, they got up earlier, they needed things, but mainly because I was burning the candle at both ends, staying up far too late, struggling to drag myself out of bed, getting woken up by an alarm. For the record, I hate alarms. Who wants to be yanked out of sleep by some hideous noise and start the day already annoyed? Not me. I don't have one. I didn't have my clothes ready, so I was rummaging around in the wardrobe at 6:30, trying to figure out what I was going to wear. I wasn't set up, wasn't ready, and it showed, even if no one else could see it. Last year, I started reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you haven't read it, I highly, highly recommend it. It's brilliant. One of the things that he talks about is habit stacking. Now, apparently, I already do this. I had no idea it had a name, and I had no idea about any of it really. But the idea is you're more likely to add a new habit into your life if you attach it to something that you already do. So some of the things I probably carried from childhood without even thinking about it, little systems that just exist in my life. And the book made me realize why they worked. So let me tell you a little bit about what actually happens in my morning, because it might give you some ideas. So I have a chair in the hallway, and every night after my shower, I put on the chair the clothes for the following morning. And I need to mention the clothes bit here because I have a uniform. So I have a branded polo shirt that's got my logo on, and then I have my funky leggings, all different types. We've got sunflowers, tractors, diggers, whatever. But I have a uniform. There's something about headspace when you know what you're going to be wearing. So my clothes, they're on the chair, ready for tomorrow. I don't have an alarm. I've not had one now for about 5 years. I tell myself what time I want to wake up. I know, magical, but it works. My natural body clock does it. I try not to disturb my husband. I grab my clothes, I get ready, and I come downstairs. Now, I'm quite lucky. I normally have between an hour and a half before my own children get up. That's my time. It's very well protected, my quiet time. I'm not on my phone. I'm not on social media. I'm writing things down. I'm thinking about my day, even though I already know what we're doing because we have a set routine. It's not really about the information. It's about getting my head into the right space, place before anyone else arrives. The kettle goes on while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil. And this is the habit stacking action. I drink a glass of water. That's a new habit attached to something I already did every single morning. I wasn't drinking enough water. So now I have one every morning, one at lunch and one at snack time. But it only works because there's a glass right there. I don't have to go and find it. I don't have to go hunt for it. If I did, wouldn't remember. Then I check the list. What are we having for breakfast? What are the snacks today? I chop up fruit, put things out on the side, and make sure the table is set up. So by the time that first family arrives, I'm ready, the space is ready, I'm calm, and that changes how everything goes. And it doesn't just stop with me, and it won't just stop with you. So I've trained my children to do the same thing. So their school uniform is ready the night before. Their bag is packed the night before. There's no frantic searching for a clean shirt or a matching pair of socks, 8 o'clock in the morning. Nobody needs that chaos. We've lived it. And I'm so grateful we don't do it now. The cereal is out on the side. The bowls are all ready. Everything is all set up. So we have these calm, peaceful mornings. Think about the advice about going to the gym. One of the best things you can do, especially when you first start and you're trying to build that habit, is you put your gym bag out. The clothes are right there on the side from the night before. You get up, you put your gym clothes on, you grab your bag, and you're out the door. You've removed the friction. You make it so the thing is as easy as possible to do. And that's exactly the same with all of this. We're removing the friction from the morning so that we can show up as our best self. So here's the question. What do you already do every single morning without fail? Maybe you always put the kettle on first. Maybe you always check your phone. Maybe you always do something with the children when they arrive before the day starts properly. What's already there? Because that's your anchor. That's where you attach this new habit to. Could you put your clothes out the night before? Could you drink a glass of water while the kettle boils? Could you spend 5 minutes, just 5, sitting quietly before the first knock on the door? You don't have to overhaul the whole entire morning. Just start small. One thing that your future self is going to thank you for. Because if I've learned anything, it is that when the families come through the door that are stressed, frazzled, rushing, running late, child in meltdown, we are the calm in that. We are the steady thing at the start of their day. But we can only give them that if we've got ourselves ready first. So think about your morning. Think about what one thing you could change, maybe even tonight. And that means tomorrow will start just a little differently. It might be the clothes on the chair, it might be a glass of water, it might just be getting up 20 minutes earlier and setting in the quiet before it all starts. Whatever it is, start there. Because when we get our morning right, we get our whole day right. And the families and the children who need you at your best, they will feel it every single time.